What is up, guys and girls, and welcome back to another fitness update video. I haven't done one for a couple of weeks. After the last one, we did the chocolate thing, and I got a bit lazy, if I'm honest, and it annoyed me. It annoyed me. I got a little bit lazy. Obviously, the gyms are closed down. I was running, I think the last two weeks before this week, I'd run about one day a week for like 2 weeks, and it annoyed me. I didn't really go mental with the chocolate, which is all good, but I didn't do myself any favours either by, staying active and doing what I usually do. So there is reasons behind it. I didn't just decide not to be active. So basically, with all this coronavirus thing going on, we're under lockdown, and for the first 2 weeks when I recorded the first few videos, I was off work, and obviously then we had the Easter holidays, so that was like 4 weeks I had off work completely. And then obviously I'm at college doing my maths GCSE because I'm trying to get into teaching. Basically they said that we had to do so much stuff. Like the first little while it was all sort of, they didn't know what was going to happen with the GCSEs, whether we were going to get tested like once it was all over, or even how long this is going on. So they didn't really know what was going on, just like everyone else didn't really know what's happening. They sent out like 30, just under 30, I think it was like 28 or 29 pieces of work I had to do, because they've decided now what they're going to do is they're going to look at the work you have done, talk to the teachers and see how you've done, and any mock tests and all that sort of stuff, and sort of collate the information there and grade you basically on that. Where I had a couple of weeks doing nothing, where the colleges and the school I work at were basically not sure what was happening, then last week it all went a bit sort of like mental. So I had loads and loads of work to do for college. My school's reopened. The kids aren't going back just yet, but my school's reopened, and we're doing, there's like sort of jobs we could do at work, very socially distanced, or we can type up things from home. Like, so we've got an option there. The good news is that now work has reopened. I have a gym. Like, it's not the best gym in the world, but it's a gym, and they've got like a couple of multi gyms in there. They've got your treadmills, your what are they called, cross thingies. I don't really use them too much, but yeah, the exercise bikes, they've got all of that sort of stuff. So last week I've started going back in. Like I said, I'm not doing the amount of stuff I can do because I'm limited there. There's not that much to do. There's no dumbbells or anything like that. So it's only really the machines that I can use, the multi-gym machines. So I've been doing that. So I'm back at the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I'm going to start running in the days in between. Right, so I don't know if I've said this previously. I don't think I have. For months, maybe about a year now, I've been sort of doing the 10,000 steps challenge thing. And in a minute, I'm going to get onto that and what's changed and what I'm doing. That's going to be the sort of topic I want to talk about today in this video. I do want to run down my measurements because I've measured myself today. I haven't measured myself previous to this, so these are going to be my first set of measurements. I've decided I'm going to start uploading, like talking about my updates for my runs and stuff like that as well. So I'm just going to go through the measurements that I've got today. Nothing amazing, don't get blown away, but so today, yeah, I've got a waist of 34.5 inches, a chest of 38 inches, my neck is 16.5 inches, my arms, well, my right arm is 12.5 inches, and my left arm is 12 inches, so right arm's a little bit stronger. Forearms, left and right, are both 10 inches. My hips are 35 inches. My thighs are 21.5 inches, sorry. My right one's 21.5 inches, sorry, and my left one is 22.5 inches. My right calf and my left calf are 14 inches. My actual weight is 11 stone 3.6, so I'm a little bit bigger than I was the last video I did, which is a bit annoying. And my body fat percentage is 18.2, which is good because I'm not sure I've got the record of it, but I went up to about 19.1% where I stopped, exercising. And this is why I've sort of re-looked at what I'm doing. So back to the main topic, the 10,000 steps slash 10k, 5k. So for months I've been doing this 10,000 steps. I've got me Fitbit, got me steps and all that, and I've been sort of making sure I'm doing it, getting 10,000 steps. But what I've been doing is I've been going on my runs or jogs or even long walks, and I've been getting my steps in, but they've not necessarily been good. Right, so I've looked into the 10,000 steps thing, not overly massively. I'm not going to go too into depth, but apparently it was some Chinese marketing thing that actually come up with it. They come up with some sort of pedometer, and they were saying that you should be doing 10 steps a day. And then obviously the British Heart Foundation say you should be doing 10,000 steps a day. And I'm not going against that at all. I still think you should be doing them steps a day anyway. But I've noticed a lot of people are doing the 10,000 steps a day in the morning. They're getting up and they're doing their walk, and then that's it. They're going, right, I've done my 10,000 steps a day. That's cool. I can rest now. And the issue with that is that the 10,000 steps a day thing, in my opinion, is actually based on you getting up every hour. Yeah, so not doing 10,000 steps at once and then getting up, and then sitting down for the rest of the day. You're supposed to be getting up every hour or so to move, and there is reasons behind it, and it's sort of to prevent you being sedentary. Is it sedentary? Is that the right word? Sedentary, yeah, and keeping you having a sedentary lifestyle. So what I used to do is I used to get up fairly early, not massively early, but fairly early, and I used to smash me 10,000 steps out, and I'd do like 15,000 steps. Sometimes I've done 20,000 steps, and once I think I even did 30,000. But I was smashing them out, and I was getting them done within 2 hours or whatever, and then I was just relaxed the rest of the day. Obviously if I went to the gym and that, but apart from that, I was just relaxed the rest of the day, and that's not what it's about. It's about keeping you active throughout the whole day. So what I'm trying to say is don't rely so much, don't count the numbers so much. Don't look at the 10,000 steps and go, oh, I've got, because that's sorry, that's important. Yeah, obviously movement is important, but it's getting up every hour. That's important, yeah, granted, but it's more about getting up every hour. You're much better off getting up once an hour for 10 minutes and doing a 1,000 steps or something, and doing that 10 times a day, like every hour. You're much better doing that. And I know it's hard when you're working and stuff, because some people have to sit at a desk for that long and they don't get a chance to get up and that. But that's what the 10,000 steps thing is about. It's about spreading it out. It will have benefits, but if you're resting for the rest of the day, it's not gonna you're gonna be worse off because of it. I mean, we've all been there, like especially during the lockdown where we're at now. You get everything done, you get up early, you get your steps in, you go and do your washing up and all that. By sort of 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, you're done. You've got nothing else to do. So you go and sit down, you chuck Netflix on, and you watch the next episode of your favourite series. And then before you know it, you've watched 6 or 7 episodes because you just started binge watching. And that's where the issue starts, because staying sitting or laying for long periods of time is not only bad for your posture, but it also gives you a higher risk of things like heart disease, diabetes, certain cancers. And it can also be bad for your mental health, actually, sitting for too long. I will link in the description the things I've read about it. So if you do want to read into it a bit more, then feel free. It'll be down there. So basically, I've chosen to put less focus into the 10,000 steps, and I'm trying to do like 1k every day, or maybe every other day. probably in between my workouts. So gym day 1k, gym day 1k, and so on. By the way, I did I did my best 1k today, and I wanted to do it for this video, and I wanted to get the results up, and my thing didn't record the whole trip, so I'm not going to give it to you today, but I am planning on putting my measurements in probably monthly, at the beginning of every month or the end of every month, and my 5k updates in each episode. So whenever I upload an episode, I'll compare my last one, my last time, and my last pace and all that to my newest one. So I do plan on doing a 1k every other day. So I'll have my gym day 1k, gym day 1k, and so on. And the reason for that is in a 5k you probably get about 6,500 to 7,500 steps in straight off the bat. Yeah, so that leaves me with roughly sorry, my maths isn't great, but 3,500 steps to do for the rest of the day, right? Now, I did. That's what I did today. I think I got 6,500 to 7,000 steps in today on my 5k, and I've currently now got 11,262. Now it is 4 o'clock, but I got that done by about 11 o'clock. My 11,000 steps, and I plan to do more as well. So get your big run out of the way, but don't do your 10,000 steps all in the run. So that's what I'm planning on doing. I'm doing my 5k in the morning, and then I'm aiming to get up every hour and do whatever I need to do. Whatever I'm not going to do all my housework before either. I'm going to do that that's an excuse to get up every hour. If I need to go to the shop, that's an excuse to get out and do a few steps. Yeah, so I will get to my 10k, but I'm not going to focus so much on the 10k because I feel like that's where I've gone wrong. And sometimes I was walking it. That's still beneficial to your heart. It's still sort of cardio. It's just not as effective, is it? So you're better off doing a run in the morning and still getting up every hour and doing that. So definitely do it. It's definitely 10,000 steps is still important. British Heart Foundation say you should do it, and from what I've heard, they've got that from the Chinese market employ thing, but still it's not going to hurt to do it. I enjoy going for little walks and stuff like that, so it's not an issue, but I think I'm going to concentrate less on it and just let it happen, and I'm going to concentrate more on doing my 5k, getting to the gym on my gym days, and just getting up every hour and building my steps up that way, because it's healthier that way, and it does help prevent certain diseases and stuff. So it's a no-brainer, really. Don't smash your steps out and think that's it, it's done, because that's not what it's about. Yeah, 10,000 steps is important, but doing it all in the morning and then lazing around watching your favourite Netflix series all day is not gonna benefit you. The whole point, in my opinion, of the 10,000 steps a day thing is to get you up every hour. To get you, there's a feature on my Fitbit where it tells me I've still got 250 steps to do this hour. It tells me I've got to do 250 steps every hour. Not overnight, obviously, but if you think that you're laying down for 6 to 10 hours a night, depending on who you are. You're asleep, you're laying down. So that's 10 hours a day, up to 10 hours a day laying down. If you're spending, 8 hours of your actual day where you're awake, sat down as well, that's a lot of sitting down. And there's, that's one of the ways you get like DVT, deep vein thrombosis, lack of movement and things like that. And that can then lead on to, obviously, heart attacks, because it can lead, obviously it's blood clots and it can travel up your veins and into your heart. And, so it's always better to do it in smaller chunks. Don't do the 10,000 steps early on and just veg out for the rest of the day, because that's not how it works. That's not what it's intended for. I would honestly say, if you're going to do it, have a little run. It doesn't have to be like what I'm doing, a 5k, but have a little run in the morning and then make sure you're getting up every hour. Yeah, just to get the blood flowing in your body, and it makes your whole healthier, whole body healthier. So that's what I'm doing. So that's why I'm changing from focusing so much on a 10k, 10k steps even, to a 5k. That, and eventually next year, if it is possible, what I want to do is I'm training all this year for a 5Ks. I want to get my time decent. You know, I can do it. It's not an issue, but I want to get better at it. And then next year, I want to sort of start going in for 5K actual races. I want to start doing that next year, 2021. And then while I'm doing them, I'm going to start trying to push for 10K times when I'm practicing. So I'm not going to be doing 5K anymore. I'm only going to be doing 5K races. I'm going to start doing 10K times. And then once I've done that, the year after that, I'll be doing 10K races. And that's what I want to try and do. I want to build it up. But yeah, what I wanted to get through in this, the message I wanted to get through to you in this was 10,000 steps a day does not mean smashing it out and being done for the rest of the day. You should be getting up every hour, whether it's to do the dishes, whether it's to walk to the shop, whether it's to just have a little walk, because that is the issue. It's not that you're not doing 10,000 steps, although that does help. It's the fact that you're staying sedentary for long periods of time. So back to the whole fact, if you're asleep for 10 hours and you're sat down for 8 hours watching your favourite Netflix show once or twice a week, you're potentially resting and doing no sort of moving for 18 hours or 24 hours. That's ridiculous. And it's just not good for your health. Our bodies were made to be upright. You know, it's one thing to be comfortable. It's another thing to be unhealthy. When I'm at work, I stand up quite a lot. There's options of sitting down, but I try and stand up. I've got quite a poor posture. I've always had a poor posture, and I'm trying to improve that. So, you know, I feel like I'm walking around with my chest out and all that, but I'm just trying to be the better version of me that I can be. So with that being said, guys, that's pretty much all I've got to say. I just wanted to get that out, and I will hopefully be back next week with an actual 5K time that I can show you, and that way it will give me something to beat the following week and the week after and so on. And hopefully I'll get myself back down to what I was weight and body fat wise for the next episode. So thanks for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed this video, if you've learned anything or it's inspired you in any way, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell if you want to be notified about any future uploads that I might put up. And if you want to hit me up in the messages, feel free to drop a message below the video and I'll always try and get back to you. Thanks for watching again, guys. You've been brilliant. Peace out.